Hi, Shalom. Shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone that rule well and teach well while learning the truth 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000, the men, prophets, the servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. And shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you few sisters that are sincere, and your children, shalom. And in today's video, as you can see, it's going to be just, this video building off of, this little clip that I got from this brother's channel. And as you can see, you got these guys ultimately talking about what we know soon is to come, which is going to be the implementation of the RFID CHIP, which, according to the scriptures, is the MOTB. You see, we know that will come to pass because this is a part of prophecy and that it will play out. But we're going to get into this video. We're going to listen to what it is the guy is saying in the video. I'm going to grab a few precepts and Lord's willing to be edifying. You see, just something quick through the spirit. But with that being said, fair use. I'm not getting paid for this video.
Digital ID is the hill to die on at the moment. Because once they get everything in, where they can completely delete you from society if you don't play ball. Because at the moment, if I go into the local shop and I go, right, mate, blah, blah, food, blah, blah, go, okay, my card doesn't work. All right, there is money on it. We've all been there. Card doesn't work. Oh, that's annoying. All right, I've got some cash. Gosh, fine, I've got it. If you take cash away and it's gone, and it's what they want to do. And they did it through COVID, didn't they? They gave people the excuse to stop taking cash all of a sudden, when that was illegal before. You had to take it because it was legal tender. Since COVID, it's fine, we don't take cash, we're cashless now. Suddenly,
right, and we heard what it is that he said, and he's absolutely right. That cash will be soon, of no value, man. Why you think Donald Trump, here in America, he just signed the Genius Act, which, that's ultimately moving the U.S. in the direction of stable coins, which ultimately all of that stuff is all alluding to a cashless society, you see, which is ultimately going to open up the door for ultimately what's to come, which is going to be the CHIP, you see. So it's definitely coming,
It can control whether you can eat, what you can do. That's huge. It can control where you can go, where you can spend your money. So, I can go into a grocery store. Everything's attached to my digital ID. All of my money, everything is there. My compliance score, the whole lot of it is all on there. And if I want to go and buy a couple of rump steaks, well, no, you had steak last week, son. All right, they won't let me buy that then. And people think that's far-fetched. They think that the idea of that is crazy. And then you say, well, you do know in China that millions of people aren't allowed to use public transport because their social credit score is too low. And they look at you with a fluoride stare of like, no way.
Yeah.
Way.
Yeah.
And that is exactly the world that they want for the rest of us.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's, where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operationally yet, but this is something that we're working on.
All right. And you hear what it is he's saying, that this is something that we're working on. And ultimately, as we can see, that little clip that I just showed, that was from 2022, which was, only a few years back. But ultimately, we know that this system is coming, man. You see, and everything that we see ultimately being set up is ultimately putting everything in place for this system to be mandated worldwide, man. You see, why you think all of these different countries around the world are ultimately, all moving in a cryptocurrency type of, direction. You see, because ultimately we know that this MOTB is going to come upon all the world, man. You see, this is going to be what everybody is going to be under, man. You see. But I'm going to grab this precept that I got right here. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. But I'm going to read it in the Good News translation, or the GNT. It says, in order to keep Satan, right? And we know that the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, right? It says, from getting the upper hand over us, for we know what his plans are, you see. And we know this devil's plans, man. You see, that's why we ultimately can't be deceived by none of the things in which it is we see him ultimately bringing out. Because we ultimately know at the end of the day what it all is leading up to, you see. You got RFK Jr., he just came out maybe a few weeks back. You see, talking about how everybody here soon in America is going to have a wearable. You see, then you got Bill Gates. He just came out, not too long ago talking about how everybody is going to have digital IDs and stuff like that, or digital tattoos, and all of that different type of madness. So we know that all of this stuff, what it's leading to, man. So, hey, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, right? So I'm actually grab this precept that I got right here because, like I said, this chip is coming, man. You see, it's only a matter of time, man. You see. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. And I'm going to read it in the KJV, right? It says, for the vision, which are the prophecies, right, is yet for an appointed time that the Heavenly Father have set. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, right, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry. And that's that time of season that we're ultimately in, where all these prophecies are beginning to start speaking, man. We can ultimately paint the picture and see through everything that's happening in the world, the things that are to come, man. We know that the MOTB is going to come to pass. We see it through everything in the direction that these bankers and these countries are moving in. You see that, ultimately soon to come, there's going to be this C-hip that, if you want to buy and sell in the coming weeks, months, or days, whenever this thing comes out, that, you're going to have this chip in you to be able to operate in these people's society. That's where everything is going towards, you see. And like the guy in the video was just saying, it's about control, man, because at the end of the day, that's what these devils want to have. You see, complete control over everything and everyone. That's ultimately their goal. You see, of these elites, man. You see, that's all part of their new world order. They want to have everybody micro C-hipped and hooked up to their grid, right? But we know that the elect of the nation of Israel, Abarat Tazab, we be at that number, Lord's willing. Hey, they're not going to take that C-hip, man, when it does come, you see. But a lot of people are going to take this chip when it gets mandated, when it hits the scene, you see, because like I said, you won't be able to operate in society. You won't be able to buy. You won't be able to go outside and, be a partaker in the world. You see, and a lot of these people love this world too much, man. So when this chip does hit the scene and it's the new big thing and everybody needs it in order to, be a part of society, guess what? People are going to take it, man. You see, ultimately due to them just wanting to have fun or just continuously to hold on and cherish this place, America. That's why the scriptures tells us right here. I'm going to grab that. This is 1 John chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, love not the world, right? You don't want to love this place, America, because guess what? When this hour of temptation comes, which it is going to come, right? Where the devil going to make it mandatory, you got to take an implantable device to buy or sell in his society, right? Guess what? If you love this world and you have attachments to it and you don't want to let this place, America, go, guess what? A lot of people are going to take it, man. You see, it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world, right? If any man, right, or woman love the world, right, the love of the Father is not in them. Guess what? And if the love of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is not in you, if the Lord's Spirit is not on you, if you're not of his elect, guess what? When this hour of temptation comes, guess what? You're going to feel it, man. You see, and this is not an hour of testing that you want to fail for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians out there, man. Because ultimately, we know what's going to be the punishment of, the people that take this device, man. If you fail this test, man, your ass is going to be destroyed, man, by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You see, that's just simple and plain of what's going to come upon the people that take this mark. You see. But this is verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, right, and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world, you see. And all of those things right there that I just listed is what's going to make people take the mark, take this Charagma, you see, because they still have the lust of the flesh. They want to follow after their own desires and lustfully cravings that they want. They still want to, be somebody in this place, America. They still want to, go out and party and do all of this, bull stuff that these people mind is focused on in this place. They're going to still want to do those things. So guess what? In order for them to do it in the coming weeks, days, or months, whenever this chip is mandated, guess what? They're going to take the chip. They're going to get in bed. They're going to fall in line. These people are going to comply with everything this devil says and that he comes with. You see, people not going to resist it, right? But Lord's willing, we're going to resist it when it comes. You see, we don't want to take this device. You see, this is verse 17. And the world passeth away, right? This world, this eon, this age, this rulership that's currently being ran by the wicked. Guess what? This place is going to pass away, man. And it's going to pass away by thermonuclear destruction. Right. That's how this place America is going out. And guess what? Once that chip hits the scene, we know what ultimately is coming after that, which are going to be those missiles, man. You see, which is going to be ultimately the judgment of whoever takes this device, man. Those nuclear missiles that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua ultimately has predestined to come to this place America. Guess what? You're going to be ultimately a partaker in that. You see? So it says, and the world passeth away and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua about it forever, you see. And that's what we want to continue to pray and hope the Lord keeps his spirit on us to do his will, man, to obey him, to, do the things in which it is he requires of us to do to the best of our abilities. And that's ultimately when this time does come that, guess what, we don't take this device, man. Right. But this is Revelations 13 and 16 in the KJV. It says, and he, right, who is that he? That's talking about these elites, man, ultimately who want to bring about this new world order system, who ultimately, on the left hand side wants to have control over everybody that wants to build their enterprise, man. You see, And he causeth all, because like I said, this is going to come upon all the world, man. You see, this is going to be a trial for everybody worldwide. You see, mainly for the Israelites, but, for everyone, man. And like I said, if you're not of the Lord's elect, you see, you're going to fail this test, man. You're going to take it. You see, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, right, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, right, in their right hand or in their foreheads, right. Verse 17, and that no man or woman might buy or sell save he or she that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And like I said, that's going to be what ultimately makes a lot of people bow down, because like I said, they're not going to be able to operate in society without it. You see, you're not going to be able to go, to the beauty salon and get all of your hair and your nail polish and all the other different things that you people, want, mainly you women, and for you men out there, you ain't going to be able to go to the store and, buy all of the different things you get and go get your Jordans and all of this other different, folly and all of this other stuff that you people think about, man. You see, you ain't going to be able to do that unless you got the C hip. And like I said, a lot of jakes, 2/3 of our people, hey, they going to take the chip, man. They going to, they going to bow down to Esau, man. You see, and we just pray and hope, Abarat, that that's not our lot, that we don't take it, man. You see, for us hopeful elect brothers and sisters, you see, because like I said, there's going to be a consequence for taking that device, man. If you take this implantable device, hey, the Lord going to kill you, man. You see, no better way of putting it. You're going to die. Over here in America, man, when this place meets its fate, you see, in the third world's war that's going to, ultimately come, that's going to annihilate this place. Guess what? Those who take the chip are going to be a partaker in that, man. Right? In that second death, right? But this is Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man, right, or woman, I got to constantly say that, right, worship the beast and his image, right, you love this system, you love this place, America, right, you love the Edomite hegemony, the thing that they have set up for you people to live, and, you love the ways of this place, right, you drunken off of this Babylon juice, right, it says, and receive his mark, right, in his forehead on his hand, verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, which poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, which is his righteous anger, which is going to be poured out via those missiles, right? The weapons of the Lord's indignation. And he, right, or she shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And that's going to be done also by our Lord Yahushua shooting down the laser beams from the chariots, man, right along with the angels, because that's also what people are going to be, being judged by, those who take the chip. You see, you're going to have the missiles melting people and the laser beams from the chariots. So, I mean, it's just going to be a terrible judgment all around for the people that take this device, man. It ain't going to end well for you, So with that being said, I pray this lesson be edifying, just something quick through the spirit. Till the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect. Shalom.